Welcome back. So I'm reading the New York Times bestseller All About Love, New Visions by the author, you know it, Bell Hooks. You're seeing the book on the screen. And you know I'd like you to get a copy by borrowing it from the library, a friend, or if you're able, purchase it, right? And also you could gift it to someone for this Black Christmas. So this again, it's about love, right? And the thing about it is that if we're going to thrive while Black, we have to deal with the issues on every level. On the micro level, our own healing journey and having healing and healed relationships. And also, so that's the micro. On the meso, we have to do the work of healing our communities and presenting new models of how to be good to each other. And on the macro level, the systems level, we have to dismantle systems that cause us not to be well and whole. And this, we have a short life, so we have to be doing those three things at the same time, because thriving starts from the inside out. So we're still on emotions, and sometimes love is not just an emotion, it's more than that, and that's what I hope you're getting from this. So I'm in the preface of this book, and I'll jump in. When I was a child, it was clear to me that life was not worth living if we did not know love. I wish I could testify that I came to this awareness because of the love I felt in my life, but it was love's absence that let me know how much love mattered. It was the absence of love that taught her the need for love. I was my father's first daughter. At the moment of my birth, I was looked upon with loving kindness, cherished, and made to feel wanted on this earth and in my home. To this day, I cannot remember when that feeling of being loved left me. I just know that one day I was no longer precious. Those who had initially loved me well turned away. The absence of their recognition and regard pierced my heart and left me with a feeling of brokenheartedness so profound I was spellbound. Me now, so I am seeing here. So in child welfare, and I've worked in that area, we consider neglect and abuse. Well, neglect has to be intentional, right? You should be able to care for someone and choose not to. Abuse is definitely intentional. You harm the child. But what she just described is neither neglect nor abuse. It's a natural part of life. When they had one child and she was the first, there was their whole world was focused on her. And then they had several children, I think 5 others or so. Of course, their attention became divided, but she experienced it so severely, she felt they no longer loved her. And that's a cautionary tale for all of us to know, hey, if you're having children, how is the new person impacting the other children? But now imagine that heartbreak that she feels having known love. Now imagine those of us who never knew that kind of love and regard, that we came into a world with actually neglectful or abusive parents who didn't want us, parents who only had us as a way of achieving some kind of need or desire they had, parents who deliberately and intentionally harmed us. If her pain is so severe, can you imagine the pain of those children? Reading. Grief and sadness overwhelmed me. I did not know what I had done wrong, and nothing I tried made it right. No other connection healed the hurt of that first abandonment, that first banishment from love's paradise. For years I lived my life suspended, trapped by the past, unable to move into the future. Like every wounded child, I just wanted to turn back time and be in that paradise again, in that moment of remembered rapture when I felt love, where I felt a sense of belonging. So a sense of abandonment is the opposite of belonging. So of course children, when they come into the world, they're created to attach. and have a healthy attachment with their parents. But if you have neglectful parents, abusive parents, that attachment does not occur, so that wound stays inside of you. And as she said in this paragraph, those children are more likely to blame themselves and think, what is wrong with me? Why don't they love me? Why aren't they meeting my needs? There must be something wrong with me. And that kind of wounding goes if unaddressed, goes through life. We keep on having that hunger, trying to fill it, trying to fix that old situation, instead of recognizing, wow, what kind of person would have a child and not be willing to love and protect and helpless being that they created? What kind of person? What kind of people? So we're looking at the problem in the wrong way. We can never go back. I know that now. We can go forward. We can find the love our hearts long for, but not until we let go grief about the love we lost long ago. When we were little and had no voice to speak the heart's longing, all the years of my life I thought I was searching for love I found, retrospectively, to be years where I was simply trying to recover what had been lost, to return to the first home, to get back the rapture of first love. I was not really ready to love or be loved in the present. I was still mourning, clinging to the broken heart of girlhood, to broken connections. When the mourning ceased, I was able to love again. So a lot of people, and we know this, a lot of people, they're stuck in that moment of trauma, that moment of pain, while they're living in these new relationships, and that's why it doesn't work. They see people like they see their parents, they're trying to get those needs met that weren't met when they were children. And a part of my journey has been to become my own parent, to realize that however I was brought up as a child, whatever I felt was lacking, I could give it to myself. It's like I hear people sometimes say, my family promised to take me to Disneyland and they didn't. You can stay stuck in that moment and think, oh, they were so bad for promising and not being able to do it. Or you can find a way to understand that maybe that was just hope casting for them. They wanted to have something to live for. They wanted to give you hope. And you can also get the resources and go yourself as your own parent and say, look, we're here. You wanted to see this? Now I'll let you see it. So those are just practical ways of really looking at what you felt was absent from your childhood and becoming your own parent. Reading. I awakened from my trance state and was stunned to find the world I was living in, the world of the present, was no longer a world open to love. And I noticed all around me, I heard testimony that lovelessness had become the order of the day. I felt our nations turning away from love as intensely as I felt love's abandonment in childhood. Turning away, we risk moving into a wilderness of spirit so intense we may never find our way home again. I write of love to bear witness both to the danger in this movement, this turning away from love, and to call for a return to love, redeemed and restored. Love returns us to the promise of everlasting life. When we love, we can let our hearts speak. Beautiful words, but let me get it more practical and less poetic. It's the fact that sometimes when you've experienced or not experienced love, you just give up, right? You don't want to be hurt anymore, so you close yourself off. You don't want to be soft and vulnerable to anybody because you've had enough, or you've tried enough and you just keep getting yucky stuff and you're like, I'd rather not ruin my palate and taste yucky stuff, so I'm just going to stop. But we were made for love, made to love, so we have to keep on going, right? And the thing is, just like you are in need of love, there's someone out there in need of love. There are many ones out there in need of loving community and a loving world. And if we keep pressing for it, we will find each other, all of us. Tell me what you think. Thanks for listening.